From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. A fast-moving wildfire tore through a historic gold rush community in Tuolumne County, California on Tuesday, forcing evacuations and destroying homes. The blaze, known as the 6.5 fire, grew quickly to more than 6 square miles and was still uncontained as of Thursday morning. Officials reported no injuries or fatalities, but at least 5 homes in the small town of Chinese Camp were burning. The community, about 57 miles east of Stockton, dates back to the 1850s. Witnesses described residents working frantically to protect homes ahead of arriving fire crews using sand and tree branches in an attempt to stop the flames from spreading. The 6.5 fire is part of 9 fires burning in the September Lightning Complex fires, which have burned more than a combined 9,300 acres. Stacy Nolan with CAL FIRE said none of the fires have been contained as of Tuesday evening. CAL FIRE said the fire was sparked by lightning and is one of more than a dozen wildfires that ignited across California this week during a burst of storm activity. Crews have requested reinforcements, including bulldozers, fire engines, and aircraft, to help battle the flames. Mexico has declared sargassum from the Caribbean a fishery resource with development potential, allowing its collection in the open sea and opening the door to industrial projects to process the seaweed under permits and technical oversight. The Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development published the agreement updating the National Fisheries Charter, which sets a precautionary annual harvest limit of up to 945,000 tons. It lists potential uses of sargassum as raw material, including animal feed, fertilizers, biofuels, bioplastics, bioremediation and water treatment, textile fibers and dyes, and biomaterials for bricks, among others. The document notes that sargassum rafts in the open sea support a unique marine ecosystem that provides food and shelter for species, including mahi-mahi, tuna, and jack, and calls for collection methods that minimize harm to marine life, along with continuous scientific monitoring for sustainable management. Sargassum is a type of seaweed whose growth is linked to ocean changes, warming temperatures, and excess nutrients. In the open sea, it supports biodiversity, but when it washes ashore, it decomposes, creating environmental, economic, and health problems. This season, Caribbean beaches reported record amounts of sargassum. In Mexico, about 68,000 tons have been removed, and officials estimate cleaning 1 kilometer of beach can cost more than $1 million a year. Mexican officials said that sargassum blooms in the greater Caribbean exceed 50 million tons, which means regional cooperation is not optional. It is the only way to turn sargassum from a threat into an opportunity. Countries from the greater Caribbean, including island nations and coastal areas of Central America, along with Mexico, Venezuela, and Colombia, agreed to move forward with a regional action plan to be developed in the coming months to address the sargassum crisis, one of the region's most urgent environmental and socio-economic challenges. The plan will coordinate mechanisms for prevention, early warning, collection, and sustainable use of the resource under a circular economy approach. Mexican oceanographer Julio Scheinbaum said the sargassum phenomenon must be understood as a coupled ocean-atmosphere biosphere system, and that management should shift from reactive beach cleanups to preventive, science-based strategies. To anticipate and mitigate impacts, he proposed combining satellite monitoring, ocean modeling, and seasonal forecasts able to predict fluctuations up to 7 months in advance. He also suggested exploring sustainable uses, including bio-inputs, biofuels, and construction materials, under strict conservation rules. His central message was that sargassum is here to stay, and management must adapt to its new dynamics. That's all for now. You can find regional forecasts and more science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.